Good morning. I know y'all like, wait, early yes, early in the morning. I said, let me go ahead and drop this because I was supposed to do it last night, but like I said, I was out. And like I said, when I get home, ladies and gentlemen, I'm supposed to come right to the computer, and my behind was like, nope, you gonna ready to get chilled out. You gonna chill out, you gonna chill. And that's what I did. So I want to apologize. I wasn't able to get right away, talk about the review of the show. Um, right away, let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about the doggone ratings. I mean, it was expected. I knew that NXT, especially with the loaded roster they had, it was called WrestleMania NXT for a reason. They murdered AEW. It was 921 to 609 or something like that. But I'm gonna be 100%. I expected NXT to at least do 1.2 at best. I expected 1.2, and I knew that AEW was going to be in the range between 600 and 800, and I was like right on the money. But like I said, not doing a million, I don't know about that. But anyway, let's talk about Dynamite. What did I think about AEW Dynamite on a Tuesday? Uh, was the Tuesday night Dynamite Title Tuesday, whatever it was called. Thought it was a solid show. I thought this show was pretty much heavy on the story. Now there were two matches on this show where you should already know titles have changed. We're gonna talk about all the stuff. We're gonna talk about the promos. I told you about the situation with MJF and them. I'm just gonna break down everything that happened, but I'm not finna go over it. I already gave my reasons to everything, but we're gonna break down everything that happened on the show. And I thought the main event, these two told an epic story. That's what it's all. Like I said, wrestling is about story, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about TK. Look, that food was online. Copeland hard to say Copeland all day, and you know the WWE shooters love it. They absolutely love it. And like I said, this is one of the major reasons where Tony Khan is going to have to learn how to mature. You can't be coping online when you talk mad crap about we gonna spank them, we gonna do this, and you got your behind kicked. You got your behind kicked in the ratings. What you need to do is you need to focus on telling better stories. That's the name of the game. You got to focus on telling better stories, dude. I really, people wait, oh, why the ticket sales low? Or why nobody tuning into the show? I'm like, because pro wrestling is not just it. It ain't just about the great wrestling matches that you have, ladies and gentlemen. It's about the larger than life characters, and it's about keeping people interested in what your stories are. I don't really have to tell nobody that. I mean, listen, you knew fools was gonna tune in to NXT. They had all the heavyweights pull up: Undertaker, John Cena, Paul Heyman, Oscar, Becky, Judgment Day, LA Knight. I mean, you had the worst. Cody Rhodes, everybody pulled up. Jay Carr, everybody pulled up. Larger than life characters, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't just about the freaking wrestling. Storylines make pro wrestling. Characters make pro wrestling. That's the name of the game. You can have all the great wrestling on the planet. All the great wrestling on the planet. It's about the freaking story. I mean, how many times I gotta tell you? Look, AEW Shields don't really want to tell you this because all they're going to do is say, well, it's about the pro wrestling. They just do the sports entertainment land. I'm like, listen, sports entertainment and pro wrestling go hand in hand, ladies and gentlemen. It go hand in hand. That's all it is. So we came in live from Independence, Missouri, which is right outside of Kansas City, right over there. And it was Tony Khan's birthday. And sad birthday. That's all I got to say. Very sad birthday. I didn't bother watching no buy-in because I'm going to be 100% with you. I like Suzuki, but I'm not the biggest Suzuki fan. And obviously, you pretty much know what this matchup was. This was pretty much Suzuki and Eddie Kingston just slapping each other in the chest. But Suzuki, you know he wasn't winning. I mean, you know the script. Eddie Kingston won. Great. But like I said, you know I wouldn't watch it. So, we get here. We open up the show. And right off the jump, you got Christian Cage chilling up in the doggone production truck meeting. And he talks about what's finna pop off on the show. He talked about Bryan and Swerve potentially being the number one contender for his title to face him on doggone Collision. He went in on beats between both of them. Talked about how the tag team match he had with Swerve didn't go their way because Swerve was on bull jive. Then he talked about Bryan. He said he can't wait to beat the so-called quote-unquote technical wrestler up. And he said Adam Copeland, whatever that circus clown is doing, he can do whatever the heck he want to do. He said, hey, and he tell you, hey, you a-holes, hit the intro or something like that. Listen, Christian Cage has been doing some of the best work in his entire life. This has been one of the craziest, greatest runs of his career. This is why, for me, the TNT title is the most important title for them right now. Outside of the World Championship, the TNT title has relevance. It has meaning. It feels like it means something after all this time when you just constantly keep put hot potato in the title and nobody feeling like they matter. And that's like, no, Christian Cage is bringing meaning to this freaking title, and I freaking love it. Great. Then we come right into the matchup, Bryan versus Swerve Strickland. This match was great. This was a pay-per-view worthy matchup. Prince Nana out there clowning, doing what he got to do. Listen, these two tore each other up. The crowds was behind them. They were in it. Prince Nana and them trying to get the victory, trying to help Swerve out. Hangman Page came out of nowhere and screwed that man up. So people are going to say, but I thought Swerve beat Hangman clean. No, he did, ladies and gentlemen. If you go back and you watch Wrestle Dream, Swerve used Prince Nana's crown to knock out Hangman. So it's only right that he came back out and did that. Screwed him over. I'm like, you know what? As much as I was tripping about this matchup, I said, you know what? I don't want Swerve going up for a mid-card title. I told you, we need to prepare Swerve to potentially get into the main event scene, and then once it's time, Swerve could potentially win the AEW World Championship. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, Hangman screwed over Swerve. I'm like, you know what? I ain't got a problem with it because obviously this is gonna lead to part 2. And part 2, you ain't doing this on no free TV. I'm not doing it on free TV. No, sir. No, I am not. This is going all the way to freaking Full Gear. I'm doing part 2, and guess who's going over again? Yep, that's right. Swerve Strickland is going over again. And I don't think this is gonna be a regular match this time. I honestly don't think so. This would not be a regular match. I can tell you from off the jump, this ain't gonna be no regular match. But yeah, like I said, opening match is fantastic. I mean, come on, you got 2 Seattle boys out there doing work. You got Bryan Danielson, one of the best in the game, and Swerve, up and coming, been doing this thing for a while. These two got in there. The chemistry was there. Like I said, you got Prince Nana clowning, doing all that foolish stuff. You know how he do. Like, listen, this doggone song and dance is a national treasure. You got mascots in Germany dancing to this. You had cheerleaders at a high school game dancing to Swerve's theme song. I said, the man is over. He's over, ladies. I said, look here. This is what we talk about. Presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, how many times do you hear me when I say black talent? The best way to get behind a black talent is to help them along the way, and it's always considering the presentation. It ain't about freaking representation. Representation, you can put a black face on anything. It's not just about representation. That's where WWE gets carried away about. They get carried away about with the representation. And at a point, AEW was getting carried away about representation too. I say, don't forget. I said, forget about the representation. It's about how are they being presented. Presentation is the key. Why do you think fools couldn't wait to tune in to NXT over AEW? Because they felt that NXT was the better presented show. Now, after reviewing what I saw from what others said, it sounded like NXT was a decent show. Decent. Like I said, it was very promo heavy. You had a whole lot of fools pulling up, choke slamming folk, doing what they got to do. Great. Presentation is the key, ladies and gentlemen. Presentation. Bryan is going against Christian Cage on Saturday on Collision. Great. Then we get a video package from Samoa Joe with this boss gimmick or whatever he's doing. And he is telling you that his run to the title begins on Saturday night. He ain't playing, ladies and gentlemen. Samoa Joe ain't playing. The boy ain't playing. This dude is listen, he's another one. He's another one that has revitalized his career. Cats thought he was done. Cats thought he couldn't do it no more. All he can do is be on commentary. This fool has revitalized his career. Salute to Samoa Joe. I love it. Then we get this matchup. Jericho comes out. Powerhouse Hobbs comes out with Don Callis. Now, there's a lot of people that's tripping about the fact that Hobbs is with Callis. Let me tell you something. I'll be honest with you. I like the move because obviously this is a huge upgrade from dealing with that circus clown QT Marshall. Huge. And plus Don Callis, he gets instant heat no matter where he goes. Man, this wasn't even a match. Powerhouse Hobbs murdered Jericho. He murdered him. And you know what? Somebody had caught this. Going into the end of the match, Jericho had told Hobbs, hey, put your knee on my neck and use that as a pinfall. Jericho be coaching cats. I'm telling you, he be coaching cats. Listen, people get carried away about Jericho's politics and all that stuff. I'm not here to go into that because I'm not even talking about that. But the one thing I can respect about Jericho is going to make somebody in that ring no matter what. That's the one thing I can respect. Now, I might hate this theme song. I can't stand. I hate Judas. I'm serious. I hate it. That theme song so played out, it don't make no sense. I liked it at first. When I first heard it, when it was with the Inner Circle, that is an Inner Circle theme song. I wish Jericho would use something else. But he coached that man a long way. And just how I was just this. Listen, man. I told y'all every day. We got two, like I said, hold up. Think about this. You got Ricky Starks. Now, a lot of people are already assuming. I am too. I think come 2025, regardless of what happened with Ricky Starks moving forward, he jumping ship. I'm serious. But before he goes, you got Ricky, you got Swerve, you got Hobbs. Now they need to hurry up and figure out what they're gonna do with Keith Lee. They need to hurry up what they're gonna do with my man Sean Taylor and them. They need to hurry up and figure out what they're gonna do with Lee Moriarty. They need to hurry up and figure out what they're gonna do with who else they got. I just figure out what they're gonna do. Cause you got these potential black brothers right here that could be potential AEW World Champions if you present them right. I keep going back to that presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Presentation is the key, and I'm loving this. Hobbs going in there beating the snot out of cats, telling people anybody can get it. Listen, now there's people still waiting on the explanation. We probably gonna get one. Now there's a lot of people that was also talking about. It's funny how the Young Bucks and Kenny and them didn't pull up, and the show didn't do numbers because obviously, let's be honest with you, they didn't want to be associated with getting jumped by NXT and WWE. Let's call it what it is. I wish we would have got a video package from them saying that Kenny Omega will be back. We just see something that, like, I get it. You're selling the beat down, but give us a video package of him getting his, getting fixed up or something. Give us something. You know what I mean? That's what we need. It's like, give us the follow-up. And sometimes that's what Tony Khan and them kind of fall short at, is the follow-up. The follow-up seems to be one of the toughest issues that Tony Khan and them have. I don't know why. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not finna take a dump on him all the way because somewhat he has improved. I think that's due to the cast that's helping him out along the way. But he got to get better with the follow-up. He has to. Got to get better. You want fools to tune into your product? Get better with your follow-up. I'm telling you, it's not that difficult, man. But yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs murders food. And obviously this is the way to write Chris Jericho off, because Jericho is getting ready to go on tour with the Fozzy stuff, so he's out the door. Good, great. We ain't got to see Jericho. Powerhouse Hobbs annihilated that fool. Get him out of here. Great. So we get we get another vignette. This is Adam Cole, Roderick Strong in the Kingdom. And once again, they clowning. Now, let me tell y'all something. Again, listen to what I got to say. If this fool's ankle is so-called messed up that he has to quote-unquote get surgery or whatever, who in their right mind is cutting grass with a jacked up ankle? I know I'm not. I'm somewhere in the bed chilling until I'm able to actually put pressure on my ankle. I'm not finna be sitting up here trying to cut grass, rolling around on the freaking scooter, looking goofy as pie. Listen, there's some foolishness that's finna hit the floor. It's some foolishness is going to hit the fan. I don't know if it hits the fan going on at full gear, but some foolishness, ladies and gentlemen, is going to hit the fan. Foolishness, ladies and gentlemen. Foolishness. Foolishness, dude. Like I said, this whole silly thing with Matt and Mike and Roderick Strong keep talking about some Adam, his fool sitting in the wheelchair. I'm like, goofiness through and through. Look, foolishness is about to hit the fan. I'm telling y'all right now. I believe this whole thing is a freaking work. Adam Cole ain't hurt. Listen, he might have twisted his ankle, but he ain't break it. So they playing up to the whole deal, and this is basically going to lead Adam to join Roderick in the Kingdom, and they're going to be probably the ones behind the devil, man. I'm just telling y'all right now. Just get ready for it. Get ready. This matchup. So Moxley still ain't clear, ladies and gentlemen. So guess what Tony Khan decided to do? Hey, I gotta go get my number one guy, Orange Cassidy. Get back in there. Go get your title again. Ray Phoenix is told, listen, ladies and gentlemen, as of late, it seems like, I don't know what it is, but Cass get that doggone championship, and they just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But Ray Phoenix was banged up. OC went in there, did work, won the championship. He is now a two-time international, AEW international champion. Now, there is a lot of fans that probably saw this. They said, you know what, screw this. I'm turning the TV off, and I'm going over to WWE land. I'm going to watch NXT. Listen, after the matchup, I'm going to talk about it. I am one of the biggest people on here that constantly be going in on TK saying, get Orange Cassidy off my TV. He don't need to be on the TV show every week. He don't need to open up the show every week. And guess what Tony Khan said? I'm putting that title back on him. But here is the deal. As everybody that's in the Best Friends came out to congratulate him, including Hook, he didn't even acknowledge them. All he did was look at that championship like, I got it back. And I'm not letting go of this thing ever again. Is Tony Khan teasing a heel Orange Cassidy? Are we getting a heel Orange Cassidy? Because if we're getting a heel Orange Cassidy, now the gimmick and everything makes sense, because see, now you can play up to it. You can play up to this foolishness now that he don't care about nobody. All he care about is holding on to that championship. I'm gonna sit up here like this. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater, as much as I'm one of the main people who can't stand Orange Cassidy being on TV 24/7. You know what? It is what it is. We gonna see. I could be jumping the gun, and Tony Khan could just be on bull job like he always do. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, Moxley is not clear. He is not. Moxley ain't clear. That concussion have messed him up. Let me tell y'all something, man. Cass is getting up there, y'all. Listen, Moxley doing all this goofy stuff where he be sticking them wooded straws in. That's not helping, bro. And then when you get an actual real concussion, it mess you up. It puts you out even longer because you doing all this goofy stuff that don't make sense, and fools think that's wrestling. I'm sorry to my hardcore Moxley heads, but that's not wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I'm not really big on the GCW crap, because they have death matches in GCW 24/7. That's not my cup of tea. I like a hardcore match, but I'm not finna sit up here and watch somebody bash somebody in the head with doggone explosive lights and glass light. No, that's not me. Or sticking wooded straws in the head thinking that's entertainment. No, that's stupidity. It's stupid. So, like I said, you Moxley heads out there, do not get offended. I'm just telling you the bold-faced truth. That's not wrestling. It's just not. You know? So, we get another timeless Tony situation going in with RJ City. Tony Storm, I'm telling you, she's doing some of the best work she's ever done. This gimmick is getting over with the fans. Everybody's loving it. I'm like, man, look, keep it up. I've been hearing rumors about them possibly putting her back in another stable. I'm like this. No, keep her away from the stables right now. Let her continue to build up on this gimmick, this Hollywood Marilyn Monroe / Kelly Clofield gimmick that she got. I'm like, you know what? Hey, I'm cool with it. So we get another squash match. Warlow comes in, beats the brakes off Matt Sydal and disappears. And I'm sitting up here like, all right, so as of right now, we don't know what the heck is going on. We just know he's mad. That's all we know. He's angry, he's upset, and there are a whole bunch of cats that can't wait for this dude's contract to end so he can jump ship. I'm pretty sure he will be leaving, but in the meantime, whatever Tony Khan and them can do to revitalize his career, you better do it, and you better do it fast. Because I personally believe Warlow is another one that's out the door. So, backstage, Renee is talking to Jericho's, and DG comes in to check on him. Matt Menard and Jeff and the boys come up and tell that man, what are you doing? He said, bro, I'm checking in on Jericho. I'm just trying to make sure he's good. They said, no, we done with that. Let's go. We're done. Listen, 2.0, they finished with Jericho. DG starting to have feelings because he like, man, I ain't going nowhere. Hanging out with these two bozos, I'm losing every day. All I'm doing is doing this little stupid dance all day. I ain't going nowhere. Maybe I need to get back with Jericho. And obviously, you know what this is showing. This is showing that Jericho is absolutely nothing without his squad. Without having some millions to back him up, he ain't got it no more. That's what the story they're telling right now. Meanwhile, DG is having second thoughts about leaving that man because he's seeing them get beat up and lose every day, and hanging out here with 2.0 over here, and he like, man. So you know what? I kind of like that. So then we get this matchup. We get Jay White versus Hangman Page. They had about 20 minutes to do what they had to do. Thought it was a solid match. You already know the Guns and Juice Robison was out here obviously doing what they had to do. And guess what happened? Hangman looked like he was going to get the victory. Prince Nana came out of nowhere. Popped the man. Distraction. Hangman lost. I said, ladies and gentlemen, just like Hangman screwed over Swerve Strickland earlier, Prince Nana came out there and did the same. I said it. Making it, adding layers to it. I say, finally TK is actually doing something right for a change. Adding layers. You screwed over Swerve, we gonna screw you over. Perfect. Now, right here, this is when the situation that took place. The foolishness, all the crap, all of that mess, the promo, you got MJF coming out there asking for his doggone championship back. They say, what are you doing? We're not giving you this title back. You're going to have to earn it, and you earn it at doggone Full Gear. And then that's when Juice came out of nowhere with the little quarters and all that little dumb stuff. I'm like, look, you had MJF online all day yesterday pretty much saying that we're trying to tell a story about Jewish hate. And I'm like, I get it. I understand that you're trying to tell a story about Jewish hate and anti-Semiticness or whatever. But the timing of what's taking place in Israel and Palestine, I just wouldn't have done that. I just wouldn't. It's just me. I wouldn't. But I thought outside of that, and there's another battle. So here's the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Khan and them decided, hey, we got another battle royal. This battle royal will be on Dynamite, and this is for the Diamond ring, MJF's Diamond ring. Whoever wins gets a shot at MJF to win his Diamond ring. Well, more than likely, they tell you what the script going to be. They tell you who it's going to be. It's going to be Juice. Juice going to win that thing, and guess what? MJF going to beat the brakes off of him. They are going to tear him up. They are going to, he's going to tear him up. He's going to beat the brakes off of him. So, but afterwards, you know, Jay White and the Guns are basically going to help him out, and they're going to try to beat the brakes off of him. But as of right now, he has no help. Adam Cole is somewhere stuck in the middle of nowhere with Roger Strong in the Kingdom. So he's going to have to result into you know who getting down with him. You know? So that's that. So then, going to commercial, we had Tony doing a silent movie thing. Now, a lot of people was wondering, like, how come they just didn't play this, you know, where everybody can see it and hear the music? Because obviously they uploaded on YouTube or whatever. But I get it. It's the whole point of a silent movie and all this crazy stuff. Like I said, the girl is silly. The girl, and she was even I didn't realize she was making, whatever the commercial was, they told her, like, this is what the commercial is. We need you to make fun of it. I'm like, just goofy. So then we get this matchup. Saraya versus Sheeta for the AEW Women's Championship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm one that's been saying that Saraya, I did not want her to win at the crib because I felt like all Hikaru Shida was just a transitional champion. And to be honest with you, I thought that the girls actually did a great job. I thought the women did well. There was a spot or two where, you know, it was kind of questionable what happened. I think I don't know if Sheeta tried to do a DDT on Saraya or something like that. But outside of that, I personally believe Saraya should have not lost this matchup because I'm like, now we starting to hot potato the AEW Women's Championship. That's not what it. Listen, hot potatoing titles is not story, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not. And then before fools come at me and say, well, they used to hot potato titles back in the Attitude Era and Ruthless. I said, you know what? Let me tell you something. The reason why they did stuff like that back then is because they had story to back it up. Story to back it up. That's why they was able to get away with it back then. Now, you ain't got to always hot potato the title. Storylines matter. And you've been hyping up this deal about a potential triple threat between Saraya, Ruby and Tony, but that done went out the door because you didn't put the title back on Shida. Now Shida has become a 3rd-time AEW Women's Champion. Great. But the problem is, it's still making the division look like it's, you know what, friends. I ain't got to tell you, it's politicking left and right. Politics. I'm like, bro, come on now. Come on, man. I'm like, that's not it. Just because you trying to get, quote unquote, beat WWE NXT in the right, that's not it. That's not it, man. I said Saraya is not losing, and guess what? She lost. Now what? Now what do you do? The only explanation I see is of what's going to transpire going into Full Gear, which means, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Shida is once again going to be a transitional champion because of who's pulling up. There's only one girl that's pulling up. We know who's coming. She's around the corner. If Tony Khan wants to do the matchup, we're getting it. Mercedes versus Shida for the AEW Women's Championship. If she wins it, that's the only saving grace of this. Outside of that, Shida don't need to be losing this title. Let's see. She needs to go through full. If Mercedes not coming, she needs to go through Full Gear. And she needs to drop it. If not Revolution, drop it before Revolution. But it's going back to, does Tony Khan give a crap about the women's division? That's what we want. We want to care about the women's division. If you keep doing this hot potato foolishness and putting it on cats who are tight with Britt, ain't nobody gonna give a goddamn crap. Nobody. Now listen, the girls did well. Saraya did great. Shida did great. You know, listen, there are fools that hate Shida. There are fools that hate Saraya. They'll call Saraya out her name like crazy. The girls did great. Great matchup. But the hot potato in the title is just not it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not it. It's not it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm serious. I ain't got to. I'm being 100% with you. For you fools that want to call me an AEW shield, I'm just telling you 100% true about what I feel about this situation. I think I would tolerate OC winning because I feel like he can return heel. But this right here is unacceptable. This is unacceptable unless it results in Mercedes coming in and doing the job. That's it. And guess what? Toni Storm is the hottest woman in that division right now. She's the hottest woman with this gimmick. But you decide, hey, we going right back to square one. We putting the title right back on Sheeta. I'm like, and like I said, ladies and gentlemen, look, this is no disrespect to neither one of them. I'm not one of these fans that hate on Saraya and hate on Sheeta, but I understand why people are complaining about this situation because you see the politics. These two girls are quote unquote tight with you know who they tight with. But we got cats like Athena and them stuck down there on the app that don't nobody watch. We got cats like Layla Hirsch stuck on the app that don't nobody watch. I mean, please just make it make sense, man. Just make it make sense. So Jericho is out, been sent to the hospital, and then Tony Khan gonna be donating over $1 million of toys in the holiday season. Great. So Don Callis and Takeshita pretty much hijacked Sammy Guevara's cue card thing doing the commercials because Sammy is out, but they said Sammy will return. He will be back. And they pretty much taken over. The Don Callis family is taking over. That's basically what their whole segment was, but they didn't hijack Sammy's gimmick because he was returning. That's basically what that was. So Renee wanted to talk to MJF backstage. MJF said, Renee, no disrespect to you, Renee, but I just don't feel like talking right now. Honestly, I just don't. So he said, let me see if I can get in contact with my boy. He finally gets in contact with Adam Cole because the last time he tried to call that man, he got absolutely no signal. It was nothing. He went straight to voicemail. He absolutely got him this time. And he said, listen, man, I need some wisdom. I need some advice. I'm being jumped by doggone Switchblade and the guns and Juice, and I don't know what to do. He said, hey, man, listen, bro, I'm sorry. I know you've been trying to get in contact with me, man. I'm stuck out here at Roddy's. I'm stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. Service is terrible, man. Listen, bro, and then he couldn't hear him. It was like the signal just completely went out. So then the Acclaim come out of nowhere. And MJF looked at him and Max like, bro, if you don't get your behind about it. He said, no, look. He said, bro, listen, we see you need help. That man, oh yeah, I forgot to talk about it. Juice Robison and Jay said that what you need to do, you need to get you 3 clowns to wrestle us. It'll be a 4-on-4 matchup. You know it's coming, ladies and gentlemen. The only reason why I'm cool with this is I've seen a lot of circus clowns complaining about this. The only reason I'm cool with this is because I personally believe that this is going to lead to Juice Robinson and the Guns potentially winning trio titles. That's the only reason I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it because I believe that's where it's going. The Acclaim, no disrespect to them, but they ain't doing nothing. They not doing anything with trio titles. All they doing is just scissoring people all day. It's nothing. Put them doggone trios titles on Juice and the Guns. Now, I know TMZ didn't say it. Yeah, TMZ actually got a hold of the situation with Juice Robinson and AEW. Let that sink in. But MJF looked at him, walked off as if he really didn't pay no attention. And then Billy Gunn and Anthony said, bro, what are you doing? Why the heck do you think we need to help this dude out? Who made you the leader? And he said, no, man. He said, that's my guy. Me and him go back. I mean, I'm not wrestling because of him. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Anthony Bowens said that regardless of all this foolishness going on, Anthony Bowens told that man, you know, bro, you acting sus. I said, that's funny coming from a man who really does roll that way. I said, that was funny. I said, that is too funny. But anyway, that's what's going to happen. The Acclaim are going to align themselves with MJF because he has absolutely nobody to trust. Nobody. MJF is a wanted man. You got so many fools in the AEW that's gunning for his championship right now. He's a wanted man. He has no backup. Adam Cole chilling with Roderick Strong of the Kingdom out there in the middle of Timbuktu, and you got Samoa Joe gunning for him. Everybody's gunning for this man's title. Jay White holding on to it. I'm like, who can he turn to? He has no choice. He's going to have to turn to the Acclaim sooner or later. So then, Christian Cage and Luchasaurus come out there. They go at the Kansas City Chiefs fans, basically said, the referee's been helping y'all win games. He ain't lying, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all all know sports ain't nothing more than pro wrestling. I'm telling you right now, it's all scripted. Every game you see, no matter what the sport is, no matter if it's tennis, baseball, hockey, basketball, football, golf, racing, it don't matter. Soccer, it don't matter. It's all scripted. It's all wrestling at the end of the day. So he go in on Adam Copeland, talk about I left you behind and you know where. You out there playing around with a squad, acting like it's Halloween every day. And unlikely, you talking about my boy Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne. Guess what? Talking about they gonna leave me. No, they ain't leaving me. Like I said, that was your falling out there when you was stuck in WWE land. Shoot, no, these two hanging out with me, they gonna learn a whole lot more. So after that, that's when he started talking all this foolishness, talking about Beth need to get the sheets ready because he's gonna become their real father. Talk about Adam Copeland's daughters and all this crazy, just being disrespectful, you know. Look, just being the typical prick that he possibly gonna be. That's when Adam Copeland came out there, ran to the ring, got into the ring, and ladies and gentlemen, Adam Copeland and Luchasaurus for a first time meeting. I thought that this matchup was great. Why? Because it was story. You know Adam know how to tell great stories. You know he can. The whole storyline about his freaking neck is exactly what this is about. And you're going against a clown dressed up like a dinosaur. So what you expect? You think a regular man gonna be able to quote unquote take out a dinosaur? No. He has to struggle. That was the whole point. He was struggling. I mean, you had Edge taking power drivers and barely missing spears. And I mean, Luchasaurus was giving it to him. And then you had Christian sitting all the way up at the ramp watching, theming. I mean, just doing his role perfectly and everything. Nick Wayne trying to get involved and trying to do something. It wasn't enough. It was not enough. Adam Copeland got the victory. Now, afterwards, that's when they all jumped him. They jumped him. Then next thing you know, after they jumped him, let me see who came out. After him, that's when the BCC came out. The BCC came out. Then the Mogul Embassy came out. Then Hangman came out. Swerve came out. And it ended with Brian putting Christian in the LaBelle lock. But there was a specific scene. If you notice Adam Copeland's face, He had a look on his face like, I remember this. This was the last time I seen you, Bryan Danielson, at WrestleMania 37. That picture was taken for a reason. Chaos and the way how the show went off, which was getting you ready for AEW Collision, I said that is a great ending. That's what we need more of. Tony Khan, don't worry about these idiots online that can't shine your shoes. Quit talking. Man, salute to Beast Mode. Salute to Marshawn Lynch. Before they won the Super Bowl 48, even though it was rigged, it was scripted. He told Dion, I never seen talking win you nothing. Talking ain't winning you nothing. Just talking, running his mouth. That's all he was doing on Twitter. And guess what? He got his behind handed to him by Shawn Michaels and Triple H and them over in NXT and WWE land. Talking don't win you nothing. Producing great TV, that's how you get it done. That's how you get it done. I thought this ending was great. Chaos all over the place. The way how Edge was looking at Bryan with Christian when he had him doggone in that LaBelle lock, I was like, yo, that scene. Lasting scenes. That's what you remember. Leaving you chaos, cliffhangers. Chaos and cliffhangers is what makes wrestling TV great. Listen, you can have a feel-good moment every now and then, but cliffhangers and chaos cliffhangers is how you do it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been going on for a little bit. I got to get out of here. I got to get ready for work. Normally, like I said, I'm doing my videos from the car, but I said, no, let me go ahead and upload this video right quick. Let me go on here because I told y'all I was going to do it. I am here to keep my word. Sorry it's a day later. But look, obviously, I thought the show was a good show. I obviously enjoyed the show. I told you what I did not like. I did not like that title change between Saraya and Shida because we just hobitating the title. And guess what? It's just proving cats like Lufisto correct. It's just proving cats as much as, listen, let me tell y'all something. You all know King Mike is one of the biggest AEW haters on the planet. But let me tell you something. A lot of times that man be spitting facts what he's saying. I may take it as hate, but a lot of times the boy is spitting facts. The brother is keeping it 100. You got to get your women's division better. That's it. And hobitating the title ain't it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not it. It ain't it. Get better at telling stories. That's it. How many times I got to come on here and tell fools that? Fools be thinking I'm D-riding Tony Khan. No, I'm not running around here like my main man Real. That look, I don't know what happened to that brother. That brother just lost his mind out here. Some of the stuff he be sitting up there saying to Tony, I was like, bro, what is wrong with you, man? Bro, it's not that serious, man. You ain't got to D-ride for Tony Khan like this. It's not. We need to call Tony Khan behind out. When he does great, we congratulate him. We tell him, great show, Tony Khan. When he does stupid stuff, we call his behind out. That's what we do over here. That's what I do. I call his behind out. I don't sit up and shield for Tony Khan. Listen, I appreciate AEW being the thing because if it wasn't the thing, I wouldn't be watching wrestling. WWE wouldn't be in the position they in right now if AEW wasn't the thing. You understand what I'm saying? But ladies and gentlemen, I don't have anything else to say. I got to get out of here. You fools and brothers and sisters and cats and clowns and whoever, y'all know what to do. Hit the freaking comment section up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Y'all already know, keep it 100%. Hit that like button, and I'll talk to y'all cats later. I'll let you boy.